Indranil Khan of the BJP there. Thank you so much for speaking to Mirror now. Mr. Khan, your first reaction to TMC's latest stance. They have sacked the Bengal minister, now in fact the former minister.
The entire cabinet of West Bengal government needs to be relieved from their duties, because if you look at the list of scams, each and every minister, almost each and every minister of the entire Mamata Banerjee cabinet is corrupted. So to cleanse West Bengal of corruption, the entire government, the entire cabinet of Mamata Banerjee has to resign. And you have seen, it is just not Partha Chatterjee. Each and every minister you have seen previously, the Narada Sarada scams, you have seen previously the various recruitment scams. Lots of ministers are still involved, and you need to go into the tip of the eye. This is what we have seen with Partha Chatterjee, is just the tip of the iceberg. We have to go much deeper, dig deeper, and we have to find out the entire machinery of TMC. It starts from their 100 days walk to each and every level, from the grassroots level to the top level. Everyone is corrupt, and to save West Bengal, the entire corrupt ministry of TMC has to be relinquished with.
Okay, but TMC's point here is that, when it comes to this particular case, of course, they've distanced themselves because you have proof. There's, heaps and heaps of cash that has been found at Partha Chatterjee's aide's residence here. But you spoke about the Sharda scam and other ministers and other leaders being accused. Clearly on that front, TMC says that it's political vendetta there.
You see, the Mamata Banerjee has defended the actions of Partha Chatterjee just a couple of days back. She has gone public and was just defending the actions of her minister. She was just trying to defend her minister. She was saying lots of things. But today she is distancing herself. So basically, Mamata Banerjee is herself afraid that if she punishes Partha, then Partha may just spill the beans and the stakes may just get even higher. And that's what she was worried about. But due to the intense pressure by the BJP, the main opposition of West Bengal, the intense pressure of the people of West Bengal, who are just frustrated with this continuous scams of the TMC government, Mamata Banerjee had to cave in to the pressure of the opposition, of the people at large, and that's why this decision was taken.
Sir, if you could clarify for us, what do you mean by spilling the beans? Are you saying that Mamata was aware of this entire case there? Can you please specify and spell it out for us?
Yes, Mamata Banerjee herself claims that her police force is the best police force in the whole world. She is the Home Minister of West Bengal. Law and order is a state subject. And such a big scam was happening right under her nose, and she didn't know. Mamata Banerjee is not so, I think, ignorant about this. At least Mamata Banerjee herself can say that her second in command was so much deep into corruption, so much deep into cash, into jewelry and all those liquids, all those black money stuff, and she herself didn't know. Is that even believable? Can Mamata Banerjee even believe her own words?
Okay. All right. So there, clearly you heard it, the BJP leader saying that Mamata Banerjee is not ignorant of all of this, and because of mounting pressure, she has given in, and following all of the mounting pressure, she has sacked Partha Chatterjee there. Let me go back to Adrija. Adrija, give us, a recap of all the case. We've seen a lot happening in the past 1 week. First, about a good 20 crore was recovered, and then another 50 crore was recovered. Yesterday, there was, in fact, a lot of action that was unfolding in Kolkata there. Sum up for our viewers what has happened in the last few days. Okay, Adrija, stay with me. I'm joined by TMC supporter Tausif Khan over there. Mr. Khan, clearly we've seen after TMC distancing themselves from this entire matter, now finally Mamata Banerjee's government has taken the stand and sacked the minister. Your response?
Yes, there were talk about holding a disciplinary committee meeting and taking disciplinary action, because there's another recovery as well, and the decision has been made finally. So yes, Mamata Banerjee has decided to sack because there was a demand from within the party, and after this disciplinary committee meeting, this action has been taken.
Okay, but Mr. Tausif, I just spoke to the BJP spokesperson there, and he's of the opinion that the Mamata government has done this out after political pressure, because, he's also alleging that Mamata Banerjee was not ignorant of all of this, and in fact, she was aware of the scam.
So these are wild allegations. These allegations will continue. Mamata Banerjee herself has said that the ED must do a fast-track investigation, let the court trial be taken by a court in a fast-track manner, and there is no hindrance to the ED from continuing with their investigation. If anything comes up, we will see. Mamata Banerjee has always been in favor of the investigation and against corruption. She has said it before, and she has shown by her action now that whether a small Trinamool worker or a minister, anyone involved in corruption, will not be tolerated.
Okay, so in that sense, are we looking at the possibility of Partha Chatterjee even being removed from the party, because currently he's only been sacked from the cabinet?
That in the due course of time, if the committee feels so, if the disciplinary action committee again sits and decides that it would be an appropriate step, then it will be declared in the public domain. You will come to know. It will be declared to the press.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Tausif Khan there, clearly saying that in the due course of time, we'll know if Partha Chatterjee has been removed from the party or not. For now, he's been sacked as the minister. Let me take this one final question from Adrija, who's still with me. Adrija, a lot has happened, as I mentioned before, in the last few weeks, and especially in the last 24 hours. Sum up for our viewers all the recovery that happened last night and, of course, before that.
And evening Friday, they got a letter pad from Partha Chatterjee's residence, which had Arpita Mukherjee's name scribbled in it, and therefore they went on and they raided the apartment of Arpita Mukherjee, the Toliganj apartment, which was just a few kilometers away from Partha Chatterjee's apartment, where the raid was going on. And while they were raiding it, they found huge amount of cash. As we all know, they have recovered 21.9 crores from that apartment, and they have also recovered gold, they have recovered foreign currency, and around 20 mobile phones from there. And after that, yesterday, ED again, day before yesterday, ED, while questioning Arpita Mukherjee, we got to know that she was cooperating with the Enforcement Directorate, and she has given them a lot of answers of the questions that they were asking. And hence...
apologies to interrupt you once again over there. I'm joined by Abhi Ranjan, the TMC MP there. Mr. Ranjan, this certainly looks bad on the party's image there. First 20 crore being recovered from one aid, and then another 50 crore. Finally, TMC has cracked the whip, but this definitely comes across as reflecting bad on the party's image.
As you know, that we had said, our party spokesperson was very clear in saying that if somebody is doing something in personal capacity, he or she is answerable. He had not conducted on behalf of the party anything. And most importantly is that once things that are there, once these are proved in courts, it is all up to the person acting in personal capacity who is answerable and who will answer as to how and why or whichever way he or she has done it. So in that way, we are very clear. And so it was obvious, it was coming as it is. So it has happened. It was very obvious.
Okay.
He has been removed from the ministry. This was demand from many quarters. Like we were saying that why is he not being removed as of yet? Since Trinamool is denying any links with this thing. Obviously, we had no links. He had acted in personal capacity. And so the time has come when he has been removed. It has been done.
Okay, Mr. Ranjan, there's there are several questions being raised over TMC's stand over there, because there's been a back and forth when it comes to TMC's stance on the, initially you all said political vendetta, then you all distanced yourself from the case, then you all were confused whether to sack him or not, and finally, after so many days, this decision has come. So the BJP is alleging that the Mamata government has done this under political pressure.
I'll tell you one thing. We are very clear with it. It is the perception of the BJP which you are portraying. We are very clear as and when and as things progressed and as gradually more and more things came to light, as things were becoming clear, obviously the party has acted in that way gradually. So it is not that one fine morning you wake up and you are omniscient and you take a decision right away. And also, as you know, you need to wait for the right moment and to have the right facts at hand to take a decision. So the party has felt at this moment that it is convinced that, well, this is the right moment to do this, and it has done it. So there are 1,001 instances where the people who are alleging, namely the BJP, they have just take the farm laws, what they had done over a whole year, how much damage they caused, and finally they withdrew it. Then if they were omniscient, why didn't they do it on the very first day?
All right, Mr. Ranjan, if the party is convinced that, there is something fishy and Partha Chatterjee's image over there is sort of also, reflecting bad on the TMC, you'll have sacked him as a minister. But what about the decision of removing him from the party? Is that expected to?
Open up, these decisions are taken. As you know, today itself, the party is again sitting at 5 o'clock, disciplinary committee, and people will be there who will decide upon this. So you please wait for that moment, and surely at the opportune moment, at the appropriate time, the disciplinary committee will pronounce what they have decided.
Okay, all right.
Wait for that, nah?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ranjan, for sharing that perspective there. So clearly, we've heard it from the BJP and TMC as well. Let me go across to Adrija. Adrija, go ahead. You complete your point. You were talking about, of course, the huge seizure that was, found yesterday, and what led to that seizure.
Well, yes, Arpita Mukherjee, as we have heard day before yesterday, while being questioned by the ED, she was cooperating with them. And based on her answers yesterday, ED has raided 3 different locations. And one of the location was the Belghoria, where she owns 2 flats. And I'm standing there right now. So from here exactly, yesterday, around 27 crores 9 lakh rupees was, recovered by the ED. Apart from these 3 kgs of gold was also recovered, and a lot of property documents again was also recovered from this residence itself. Apart from this, they have also recovered property documents from a separate location that they were raiding yesterday. Now they have come here based on the answers given by Arpita Mukherjee. So Arpita Mukherjee is cooperating with the ED, and that has led them to this discovery. And this itself, yesterday's discovery has put up tremendous pressure on the TMC party, and therefore they were forced to take this decision, because we have heard Mamata Banerjee yesterday also say that if Partha Chatterjee is proven guilty, then definitely action will be taken. But right now, as you know, he's under ED custody. He's being questioned, but he's not opening his mouth. He's dodging questions. He's saying he's remaining quiet for a lot of questions and a lot of answers. He's not giving the answers. But yet, this tough decision of sacking Partha Chatterjee from cabinet has come because definitely there's a political pressure, but also, after yesterday's recovery by the ED, it has, changed course for TMC definitely, and we have seen that since morning with various tweets of leaders and various statements that the leaders of TMC have been making.
Risha, thank you so much for getting us up to speed with all those breaking updates. Of course, this is a developing story there. We'll keep coming back to you. But remember, after huge seizures, back-to-back seizures, first you had about 22 crore recovered in cash. And then yesterday, again, around 50 crore recovered in cash, with bars of gold also being found and certain property papers. And now TMC, they're cracking the whip, sacking the minister, sacking Partha Chatterjee from the cabinet. They're also going to hold a meeting and decide on whether he has to be removed from the party or not. That decision will be taken in due course, as we heard the TMC spokesperson there talk about their stand on Partha Chatterjee, where initially they distanced themselves from the entire controversy, and now finally they have cracked the whip. Let me go across to Mamata Banerjee, TMC analyst there. Mr. Banerjee, what do you make out of all of this? We've discussed, a lot of back and forth happening from the TMC's end, and after mounting pressure, they finally cracked the whip. So, what do you make out of all of this?
See, it's not about mounting pressure or anything else. The party has been deliberating on what steps must be taken so that the people of this state has continued faith on the party and the government. They have done what is the need of the hour, and it is the step by the government this time that Mr. Chatterjee has been removed from the ministerial post. and the party meeting is due to be held at 5 p.m. today. We have to wait for the decision of the party as well. And after that, after the meeting is done, we will know what the decision is. And the TMC has done what it has to do. The government has done, the TMC will in a few hours. And now the opposition, the BJP rather, has to answer that Naroda scam accused Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari. Why has he been nominated to the post of leader of opposition in the Assembly of West Bengal?
Okay. But Mr. Banerjee, what is TMC's strategy going forward? Because after so many, so much cash seizure there, 20 crore, 50 crore and, gold bars and property papers unaccounted for, this has certainly, directly associated with a TMC leader, Partha Chatterjee. So definitely, people, the citizens of Bengal themselves are raising questions at the party as to, while he is a part of the cabinet, how could he have escaped Mamata's watch?
First of all, if you're aware that these allegations are all being brought up by the ED, an organization that has a success rate of less than 1%, 0.5%. Therefore, their conviction rate in the last 8 years out of 1,000 raids is only 9. Therefore, even the ED is not above the question of the common man. The common man can definitely question the government, the party in power. They will always question the party in power. That is fine. But the ED itself cannot escape these uncomfortable questions either.
Okay, so what's the strategy to clean up this mess, to clean up the, the so-called maligning that has happened, because now the minister is tainted and certainly TMC is indirectly linked to it, because it is, after all, the TMC minister that was allegedly involved. So what is TMC's strategy going forward?
First of all, these allegations that have cropped up, these have nothing to do with the party altogether. The party has, on the very day that the allegation of 21 crores cash recovered had come to the light, had distanced itself from the issue. And Madam Arpita Mukherjee, she is no member of the TMC. Yes, Mr. Partha Chatterjee was a minister, a very important man in the organization as well. But if even he being a so powerful man in the organization, even if he is involved in any kind of scam, which is proved before the court of law, that is very important. It has to be proved before the court of law. Then the party will not hesitate to take the strictest action against him. That is the official stance till now. But let's wait for a couple of hours more. The party will decide after the meeting is done.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Banerjee, for giving us that insight there into this developing story. Adrija, one last question to you. Give us a sense of, the status of investigation. We know both of them are in ED custody. Is the Enforcement Directorate planning to investigate them together to, have a face-to-face, one-on-one conversation with both in one room? Or give us a sense of what is the line of questioning of the Enforcement Directorate. Okay, we'll try and reconnect with Adrija there, but as of now, this is the big update where Partha Chatterjee has been sacked from the Bengal Cabinet, from Mamata Banerjee's cabinet over there. In a few hours from now, the TMC will also hold a meeting at 5 p.m. roughly this evening, following which they will also take a call of whether he should continue being a part of the TMC or not. Adrija is back with me. Adrija, give us a sense of the status of investigation currently. Is the ED planning to, investigate both of them together in one room, face-to-face? For how long is the custody of both the leaders, and what is the line of questioning there?